Hello and welcome to the Geolog 7 Next Generation Formation Evaluation presentation. I'm going to spend about half an hour and focus on the latest release of the Geolog product suite, and that's Geolog 7. It came out in the summer this year, and it really was a very critical release for Paradigm. It encompassed a whole raft of new technology, all wrapped up in a beautiful new intuitive interface, and we're going to focus on that, as I say, over the next half an hour. So let's take a look then at the agenda for this small presentation. We're going to look at what Geolog is. I realise there may be one or two people who are not actually familiar with the product suite, and in that case this will give you just a very brief overview. We'll then focus on, as I said, the Geolog 7 release, and we're going to look at what makes this one such a special release and such an important release for Paradigm. We've then got a live demonstration. I'm going to focus on the software. I'm going to try and run that for the majority of the presentation. I don't want to bore you too much with PowerPoint slides. Ultimately, there's going to be things that I won't have time to cover in the presentation because, as I said, it's a very big release and there's a lot of new toys to play with in there. So we're going to focus just a little bit of time on some of the new functionality that I won't have time to cover before we finally wrap everything up in a conclusion. So what is Geolog? Well, Geolog's been around now in the industry around 30 years, and as you can see, we've got three basic areas that we focus on. Originally, it was essentially a petrophysics tool, so whether you were working with the basic deterministic analysis or you were going through a full optimizing solution, a probabilistic solution, you had a very powerful petrophysical tool there, and this broadened over the years to encompass all of the new tools, nuclear magnetic resonance, full waveform sonic, as well as special core analysis and so on. So a very, very strong petrophysical background with very good links with industry. Then over the years we've moved into the areas of geophysics, so whether it's doing fluid substitution, pore pressure prediction, or maybe working with some AVO work, we have a suite of borehole geophysical tools that sit alongside there, again in the same application, using the same interface and sitting alongside the petrophysics. And then more recently we've really tried to branch out towards the geology side of things, so whether it's working in well correlation or whether you're working with borehole image tools, we have a whole range of tools in there to focus specifically on that area. So a very broad spectrum, if you like, working with log-based data. And Geolog is very much a comprehensive package when it comes to that. But as I said, the focus of the presentation is essentially Geolog 7. So what makes Geolog 7 so special? Well, the first thing that if you're a Geolog user you're going to notice is we have a brand new interface. Geolog is now programmed inside the Qt programming environment, and that gives us access to a whole range of new graphic libraries and a lot of functionality that just simply wasn't possible in the earlier version of Geolog. So Geolog 7, a brand new interface, very similar look and feel now to the rest of the Paradigm suite. So some of the icons you're going to recognize, some of the motif of the mouse you're going to recognize, and the interface, the way that the desktop is organized. So that's nice. It gives you a continuity between not only Geolog but also between the rest of the Paradigm suite. But also you're going to find it's a lot more ergonomic. It's a lot more intuitive, a lot more easy to use. And if you're maybe a more casual user, hopefully you're going to find that it's a lot easier to pick up if you've not been working with the product for maybe a few weeks. A lot of the everyday tasks like data loading, for example, are now a lot easier and a lot faster. A lot of the workflows are far more tightly integrated, so if you're putting a more workflow-orientated project together, hopefully you're going to find tools in there to really speed things up and, as I said, tighten up the integration. And as well, of course, as the new functionality, we've got a whole range of improved existing functionality. So a very nice mix of what was already in Geolog being improved, but also bringing in some additional functionality, and we'll focus on that when we get to the live demonstration. So a live demo then. I chose for this particular presentation, I'd like to do a demo that's going to be workflow orientated. So we're going to take some basic data files and we're going to load them, and I'm going to show you how easy it is now to get data into Geolog. It was always quite straightforward getting data into Geolog. The Connect application as it was a very nice utility. We'd like to think we've made it even easier with Geolog 7. So we're going to get some data into Geolog. We're then going to do some very simple visualizing and some editing of the data. And then we're going to work through a simple deterministic analysis. And we're going to go through 2 or 3 steps within that analysis. And I'm going to show you some of the new capabilities inside there. we've got a brand new area that focuses specifically on special core analysis and in particular saturation height modeling. So I'm going to focus as part of this interpretation on the use of special core analysis